it must have been a couple years ago now that I remember Billy Joe Saunders posting a video online of him and his young son in HMV, the record store. And in this video, he tells his son, who's just a little child, to go up to a sales assistant who's some skinny, nerdy looking emo boy. And he tells his son to go punch him in the balls. And that's what his son goes and does. Goes up to this sales assistant who's, I think, talking to some other members of staff or talking to a customer. And Billy Joe's son punches this guy in the balls. And Billy Joe's laughing and all that kind of stuff. And then most recently, we've had Billy Joe Saunders posting another video of himself messing around with some crackhead woman. He's in his car with his friend and he pulls up and he's talking to some crackhead woman and pranking her basically. And there's a passerby, some guy walks by and he tells this crackhead woman that that guy's a pedophile and that she should go punch him in the face. And so that's what she does. And then Billy Joe is all cracking up laughing and then says, oh, he's not really a pedophile, blah, blah, blah. Now, based on those two incidents, I would have to say that Billy Joe comes across as an absolute scumbag. That's how he comes across to me. I mean, unless it's a situation where those incidents were staged, as in he knew the skinny emo guy in HMV that was a friend of his, and he knew the guy who was walking past, who he told the woman, the crackhead, to go punch in the face. Unless he knew these people and they were all in on it, then Billy Joe Saunders, to me, comes across as an absolute scumbag of a man. With that being said, he's now been fined £100,000 by the British Board of Boxing Control for misconduct after that video, the latest video, cropped up. Now, the previous video of his son punching that guy in HMV, Billy Joe took that down quite swiftly because there was a massive backlash off the back of it. Some of you may have seen it. This video, the most recent one with the crackhead woman, I don't know if that's been taken down, but if it was, it wasn't taken down quick enough because he's been fined 100 grand. Not only does Billy Joe come across as a scumbag, he comes across as having very, very poor judgment, doesn't he? I mean, does he really think it's a good idea to be posting stuff like this online when he's a public figure? Like, how is this a good idea? You know, I don't know where Billy Joe's mind is at. But with regards to this fine and the amount that they're fining him, I'm not so sure that it sits well with me. All right, and I'll explain what I mean. If you fine Billy Joe Saunders this amount of money for something that happened outside of boxing, this has got nothing to do with boxing, this is something to do with his personal life, then where do you draw the line in terms of what the British board will fine boxers for in their personal lives? For me, I'm a little conflicted. I can understand people who say, well, he's bringing boxing into disrepute by doing these kind of things and posting it online. And maybe if he'd done what he'd done, but hadn't posted it online, you know, there wasn't a video of it and maybe just it was a police matter, then perhaps he wouldn't have been fined as much as he was. But the act of posting it online just made it a lot worse and made boxing look bad. I guess that's the argument that a lot of people would put forward. And I'm sure that's the argument that the British Board of Boxing Control would put forward. But I've just never really liked the idea of the British board fining people for stuff they say or do in their personal lives. You know, I just feel like it's two separate areas, two separate arenas, two separate worlds. And the British board are what? The arbiters of truth and justice and morality. I mean, what is their job exactly? Maybe you guys will disagree with me, but I don't know. I'm a little conflicted. I'm not sitting here telling you that it's wrong for them to fine him this much. I'm just telling you that I'm a little conflicted. Maybe I'm a little undecided on whether I agree with such a hefty fine for something that he's done in his personal life. You know? Again, don't get it twisted. His actions were that of a scumbag, unless those events were staged. His actions were that of a complete scumbag. But be that as it may, it's got nothing to do with boxing. You know? So, you guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think he deserved to be fined that much? It says here that all the monies go to the British Board of Boxing Control charity to assist ex-boxers and ex-license holders who have fallen on hard times. So I suppose the money, if it really is going to where they say it's going to, is definitely a good cause, right? To assist ex-boxers and ex-license holders who have fallen on hard times. Hopefully it'll go to mainly boxers, not license holders, you know. License holders, that includes the promoters and trainers and people like that. And look, I got sympathy for them, but it's the fighters who really need the vast bulk of the money and the vast bulk of the assistance. So, yeah, perhaps it's going to a good cause. Hopefully it is. And again, it does say here, and if you watch the video, you'll hear him. He offers to give the crackhead woman crack, Class A drugs in exchange for whatever. And I suppose mentioning that and also mentioning the pedophile thing and all that type of business, it might sit, well, it don't sit well with me, but is this a boxing matter? You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. It's happening, I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.